Let me share with you a recipe that I figured out that helps me on those days when I'm extra tired. It takes me a moment to understand that this tiredness might mean that I'm a little bit deficient, maybe on iron, maybe on some other stuff. This is no like big science, but something that helps, and I decided to share with you. Plus, it's a very cozy recipe. Big inspiration of this recipe is pho, a combination of things that I know that work, and I just put them all together. Although the mushrooms, I would not put them again. That was an experiment and I didn't really like it. I would not recommend putting the mushrooms. So we start by, of course, washing all the ingredients, chopping the big chunks that we don't need. There is this trick with the garlic that I found out, that if you cut the base of it and then you first you smash it, then you cut it, then it's easier to peel it off. I cut the garlic into big chunks because I just need the flavor of it to be released. I don't really care for it to be in big chunks in my soup. It becomes soft anyway. With the onion, that was the first time I tried to actually put the whole onion in the soup. My neighbor told me that she did that, so I gave it a try. I'm not sure what it did, but I also usually don't feel onions in my soup anyway, so maybe you can tell me. Then comes the most dreading part of cutting the mushrooms, which if you decide to not do the mushrooms, then you're safe. Of course, you have to use butter. Here I'm showing you a big lie. That was not the amount of butter I used. I used way more. I don't know why I went so careful with it, but yeah, it basically needs to be like your kitchen needs to smell of butter. If you're using fish, it might be a good idea to use fish stock. I'm buying mine from the Spanish supermarket we have here. It's very tasty, but obviously any other broth of your choice would work, which is 1 liter, and then kind of a similar amount of water. I left the fish earlier to sort of like defrost, but not really. So I learned a hack that if you pour cold water on a frosted fish, at least in the ones that we have in Germany, it's fine to do that. I don't know in other countries. It kind of like removes the iciness of it. When I cut it, I'm able to cut through it without too much of an effort, and I figured that if I'm putting it in a soup anyway, I don't really care. Cut it into some big chunks. I forgot to put the onion, so that's when I put it. That's when I realized that I want all my broth and water and everything liquidy to cover the onions. When it comes to the herbs, I'm using dill, cilantro, and parsley. I've heard specifically parsley helps a lot when you're deficient in iron. So there are some people who are actually just like eating parsley a lot during the time that they feel deficient. I don't chop it too small because honestly I'm just lazy. I cannot be bothered. I just cut it into big chunks and then just drop it in the soup. And if your soup looks like it's overflowing with everything, that's exactly the correct amount. Then some people might add potatoes. I personally like to add Orzo, I think it's also called. But once things start boiling, we're going a bit with spices. Nutmeg, sweet paprika smoked. I don't know, I just like to add a lot of paprika and acidity to fish soups because I just feel like it tastes better. Plus with the herbs. I cook the Orzo separately because if I would put it in the soup over time, it will still continue cooking if I leave it in the soup. Cook small portions whenever I want to, and I just combine the two. Then one of the main ingredients is the lime. You have to add a lime. And some chili flakes on top. And that's it. Enjoy. And let me know if you try it. I'm so tired. I slept only 4 hours today. 4 hours and 8 minutes, I think. I have this app called Gentler. It's pretty cool. It kind of like sums up different metrics and then it spits you out if you're okay or not. I'm not okay today. Yesterday I watched this movie, The Killers of the Flower Moon. It's a very good movie, really loved it. I didn't know that this movie is gonna be so long, and I went there at 7 and I came back home around midnight. Didn't account for that. And then I had an early morning mega reformer workout session. So that was fun. So today is Tuesday and it's my last day of work for this week because tomorrow I'm going to do a CO2 laser on my face, and that's why I figured that I should probably hop on the camera now and talk to you like face to face, because I'm not sure how it's gonna look like tomorrow. And I mean, I can show you, I don't mind. I don't know if you're interested in that, but I'll show you. But I just wanted you to also have a bit of, you know, to ease you into that. David said he doesn't want to see how it's gonna look like, so lucky for him, he's on tour right now. Everybody else who wants to see it, I'm more than okay sharing that. I'm not near to log off from work because I don't think I've done enough yet today, because I've been feeling so tired and I don't want to get another coffee because that's just like, it's just a never-ending loop. Today I'm gonna go to bed earlier. I have my laser appointment at 10. Tomorrow is gonna be the fun day, and then we're gonna be off until next Monday, which is cool. So basically I love this 4 days a week. It's like, even if you take 1 day or 2 days off during the week, it's like almost as if you didn't work. But I did finish one ticket. Now I'm gonna dive into Swift. Bottom line is that we have some stuff to do still, and I will need to continue doing them. That's it. Well, this is a look I have not come anywhere online this way. I just came out of the shower. I got this new skincare stuff. It's called Dr.emi. That's actually the clinic that I'm going to tomorrow. And so far I'm loving it. I've used the cleanser, and it's so nice that it's not like, you know, sometimes you use the cleanser which kind of like makes it squeaky clean, like this feeling, which I don't think is actually a good feeling. And then I was reading that if you use the toner and then straight away the moisturizer, then it's kind of like helpful to lock all the moisture in. So smooth. I don't know what the dermatologist is gonna tell me tomorrow about my neck, but I'm having a party there. I know it's a lot of hormonal stuff and everything, but I think my hormones are actually in a very good place at the moment. So time to take care of the skin as well. Now I'm going with some heat protector. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna use heat. For tomorrow I want my hair to be kind of like out of my way, so I was thinking to braid it, but then I will not be able to wear a cap, and maybe I will want to wear a cap just to hide myself while I commute back home, because I don't think there is any sun tomorrow, which is not a surprise in Berlin. So we'll see. I'll just apply the heat protector just in case. I don't know which look I'm gonna go for. The jury is still not back on that one, so I guess we'll just need to wait and see.
Übergang zur U-Bahn-Linie 5 und zum Regional-Gutfernverkehr.
Running a little bit late, but it's okay. Who is she? Oh my, I just came home. Who is this person? I don't think I can talk right now. I need to go maybe make some food for myself before the swelling starts to kick in, you know? I just need to treat it ASAP because it hurts. This is how my face is looking now. I didn't film at all. I was just very nervous. The doctor really calmed me down, you know. She's very nice, and just like, she has a very chill vibe, so it helps a lot in these situations. It hurt a ton. I now know that I have a high pain tolerance, like very high. I'm happy that I get to do this, that I get to treat my skin and give it the attention it needs, the care it needs. And actually this was something I kept on repeating to myself while I was like squeezing out the life of the stress balls. I was just telling to myself that I get to do this. It's also a pricey procedure and I get to do this. I'm very grateful for that, and I'm grateful for myself as well for being brave. Okay, so I think it actually doesn't look so bad. But I cannot take myself seriously. Like, if I glance over to the screen and I see that person, I'm like, who is that person? You can see that there is a lot of like spots. Still swollen. I thought that it's from the numbing cream, but I don't think so anymore, because like my lips, for example, are not swollen anymore. They had like a lot of numbing cream around here. My eyes are very swollen, but that's probably because it's just like a very sensitive skin there. I'm feeling great. I don't feel pain right now, which is what I came on to say. So I put some cream on right now. This eye is on the limit. Like, I cannot. I hope it doesn't close this more. Very uncomfortable. However, today is supposed to be the worst day, and then from tomorrow on we're supposed to be like smooth sailing. It doesn't hurt, which is awesome. It just feels very tight. Just feels like if you have ever put a clay mask that has dried on your face, that's how it feels like. My eyes are much better, although I woke up and this one was very swollen. This doesn't hurt. This is just like leftovers of, you know, how it was, and like the secretion. It's basically like a wound. Just got out like this because I had to pick up my vitamin C package. Luckily it's just here on the corner, and it's Saturday. It's like rainy, gray, dark, so there is nobody outside. There's like a couple of people with their dogs. Two women looked at me very like, we understand. And then the woman that was giving away the packages, she's like, oh, what is this? So we had a little chat. Nothing too big, you know. And also my skin, it's much better. I have like this big chunk, but the chunks from here, they're gone. I do need to apply a little bit more cream here because I noticed that this one is more dry than the rest. Probably have neglected it because I thought to put more cream here. But yeah, that's the update of day 4. I just washed the face. I have some little bits still here and there, especially around the eyes because I'm extremely careful there, but you can also already see where I had the laser and where I didn't, right? So like the red parts are where I had it and the white ones are where I didn't. I also got like some of my underjaw stuff happening there. It's so freaking soft. I'm not gonna touch it now, but it's so soft. It's insane. Hey, the doctor said that I could not go wrong with applying too much. Good morning. I already put vitamin C, the cream and all of that. It's looking very good. I have like just a little bit of dryness, of like this dry skin, flaky skin just around the borders. I sent an email update to the doctor with some pictures because she said send me selfies, and I'm like, okay girl, I'll do that. I'm also happy that I can move my mouth so I can speak properly. So the advice that the doctor gave me to take time off for at least the first few days was great. Very much agree with that. Totally worth it. This is day 7. I still have some tiny bits here, but this is again because it's just hard to remove them, and I'm not sure if it's like flakes or if it's actually stuck on my skin. I think the skin looks amazing. It's also so firm. Here is still a little bit tight, like if I smile this lip doesn't go too, it can, but it just hurts a little bit. This is just post-wash. I didn't apply anything yet. Insane what the body, the skin and everything can do. And it looks amazing, and I'm back to myself. Hi! Tomorrow is gonna be 2 weeks since I did the CO2 laser. It's looking pretty good. I could see that my skin texture has improved significantly. However, it's still not done improving. It's gonna last up until 6 months, and I'm really looking forward to see the changes. Currently, I'm very happy with it. I have a mirror here, that's why I have the light from it, that's why I'm using it. It's very soft, it's very nice. It's a little bit sensitive. Apart from, of course, me not supposed to be in the sun and wearing SPF and all of that, it's also like sometimes to the touch, like on my eyelids, it's a little bit sensitive. If I put a cream and I drag it a bit, then I kind of like feel a bit tingly there. I need to go a little bit more gentle. The area of my chin, which is actually the area where I had the most scarring, so I guess like that's why it takes a little bit longer to recover there. Basically this whole area, my biggest issue, or the reason why I went initially to do the CO2 laser, which I don't think I actually told you. I never really, I don't know, skin thing and skincare was something always, it had phases. So sometimes I would go to dermatologists in the various countries that I've lived in. Honestly, never really did anything for me. In general, I know why, because most of my concerns like acne and breakouts were hormonal. So I am of the opinion that you cannot entirely fix just like the outside without healing from the inside. Like you still need to understand what keeps on causing those things. Of course, given that, you know, you eliminate some infections, parasites and all of that that can live on the skin outside. I'm no doctor, I'm just telling you my experience with it. Yeah, all of my experience previously with those things were surface level. They disappeared after maybe a couple of months, required a lot of financial investment, which wasn't really available anyhow, so it was always like, wow, it had to be really good, but it was a pity that it didn't last. Fast forward to me being an adult and having my own finances and just now living in Germany, for example, and just kind of like in general settling into life. I feel that's what my 20s were about, settling into whatever this whole thing is. I slowly started looking into skincare, started digging a bit more into ingredients, very, very surface level, nothing too deep, but just, you know, understanding just a little bit of the basics and kind of like starting to connecting the dots and what my body needs. Regardless of how much I would treat my skin, I would always have the scarring, the unevenness of my skin. I was fine with it and I'm fine with it. But then I started seeing that it's actually possible to improve the skin texture. And I thought that I should give it a go because it's something that it's available to me, so why not try it out? So I found this dermatologist clinic on Instagram. I followed them for maybe half a year before reaching out, and they're like official dermatologists in Germany. They're doctors and everything, you know. It's not just like somebody opening up, I don't know, a facial spa clinic without any credibility or degree to do so. I didn't want to go to that kind of place. I think those places are fine for other procedures like facials or something of that kind, but for laser stuff and all of these things, I decided to go to like doctors. I reached out to them. Initially, I thought to do a procedure called microneedling, but after the initial consultation, the doctor said that she would actually recommend me to do CO2 laser because of the amount of scarring that I have and their depth and texture. She said that with microneedling, it would take me at least 3 procedures, given they're also more reduced in price and they're less invasive, and that's why you require more procedures. But she said that you can do just one procedure, the CO2 laser, which is more expensive, of course, but you do it in one sit, in one go, and then you kind of like see the results. Not straight away, right? As we said, after some time. I went back and forth with it because I was not sure about the price. It was something that I had to still consider. When I've done previously my LASIK operation, so on my eyes, not that the price didn't matter, but I was willing to pay the price because I knew that I wanted it so bad. With this one, so first of all, I think I had my appointment in the beginning of April, and they were not doing lasers anymore. They are doing that in the fall and winter time because then it's easier for you to avoid the sun, which makes totally sense. Also, once they changed the clock and now it's like basically dark after 4, so it's not really hard to avoid sun. That gave me some time to think about it, if I really want it, if I'm ready to take the costs of it. I figured that I want to do it, I'll do it. I sent them an email, set up an appointment, and we got the appointment for end of October, which was just now. The appointment was scheduled, of course, because we had initially already a consultation, so the doctor saw my face, she understood what I wanted, and that was her suggestion as to what to do to help me with my concerns. The only preparation that I was supposed to do is to avoid sun exposure 2 weeks prior to the appointment. Then on the day of it, I went there. My appointment was at 10 o'clock. I was a bit late because they actually called me and asked me if I can go earlier, which luckily me, I always want to arrive earlier, so that was already working for me. We had a consultation, further one. She was explaining to me everything. I think the whole appointment took us around 2 hours. So after she was consulting me and explaining to me what's gonna happen, the aftercare, she gave me like a list and basically everything that I needed to have, she already gave me before that, before the procedure started. Then she applied numbing cream to my whole face. Oh, she also took some blood. If I'm not mistaken, like they separated the plasma from the blood cells in order to later on put the plasma to make the face, well, the skin cells to heal better or faster, I don't know, but that was a thing. Yeah, we waited a bit for the numbing cream to kick in and we started with the forehead. It was freaking painful. Like it was really painful, like really painful. She gave me stress balls and I'm usually like, please, but those stress balls they were squeezed to their death. It was very painful. I didn't expect so much pain, but we were taking it easy. We were taking breaks in between. All in all, we're here. We did it. It's quite invasive in terms of pain. Or no, that's probably not the right thing to say, because laser is non-invasive, right? But it's still painful. I don't know what to tell you else. It's freaking painful. After the forehead, we started with the cheek side. The cheek was actually less painful. Well, some places were more painful. She was changing some of the settings depending on how the area looked like. Maybe also because there is a bone in the forehead, or maybe because my forehead estate is a little bit bigger than this side. I don't know. So we did the first cheek, then we went to the second cheek, then we did the chin. The jaw area was quite painful as well, because I feel like here it's also a little bit, so there is also the bone. Maybe that's why, maybe the bone is a thing. And then we started doing this area. So it was like the chin, the upper lip, the nose, and then we did the eyes. And at this point, I was already like, maybe we shouldn't do the eyes, because I was like, fucking hell, I wanna like, let me ask about it. She of course said that if I want to, we can stop, we don't have to continue, but she does recommend doing the eyes, and the setting of the eyes is very, very low, and most of her clients say that the eyes are basically, it's the least painful, and she recommended doing the eyes. So she's like, it's totally up to you, but if you ask me, I do recommend doing the eyes. And I was like, if I'm already here and I've done already everything, it would be a little bit stupid to kind of like stop it at the eyes now. So she did the lower lid, she did the upper lid. They were indeed not painful comparing to the rest. You would still feel it. The weirdest part of all of this, so apart from the pain, and I think because I have already done the laser operation, the LASIK on my eyes, I was prepared for laser, and I was prepared for the smell of laser. If you want me to do a video or like to talk about my LASIK operation, let me know, because I have some thoughts there. Apart from go for it, it's totally worth it, but also just the smell, especially when it was done around my nose. And they already have like a, it's not like a vacuum, but it's sort of an air extraction thing, a tube that they hold really close to the laser, so it evaporates the smell and probably the smoke as well. But once it's around your nose, you really smell it, and that's like, I think it messes up a little bit with your brain, because you're feeling that you're sensing that you're on fire, but you're not on fire and you're okay. You know, so it was a bit weird in that regard. Yeah, once that was done, it was like, we're done. I think that's when she put the plasma on my face and injected a bit of it, if I'm not mistaken. I know she injected something, and I think that was the plasma. And then she applied a cooling mask. This one was not my favorite. Many people say that that's kind of like the moment when it's easier for them to relieve the pain. For me, it was just very weird. So I know that my skin is very hot at the moment, like it's burning, and cooling supposed to make it feel nicer, but it wasn't for me. For me, it felt like I'm at risk, because I don't understand how cold it is, to kind of like get like frosting almost, you know. It was very much not frosting temperature. And of course the doctor checked it, and she's like, it's an optimal temperature for the face and everything. It was just not feeling right for me. So I asked her to remove it, because I said that I was too cold, and she said that that's very interesting, because the mask was already very hot because it already got warmed up. Yeah, but I was having like a weird feeling and I didn't like it. So we removed that, and I think after that she applied vitamin C, which was a little bit tingly. Well, not a little bit, it was a lot tingly in the beginning. Then she applied SPF 100. I had no idea that there is a SPF 100, but that was on my face the first day. And that's when I stood up and saw my face for the first time. That was a weird thing, and it's just like so freaking awkward that I had to sit down. I kept on asking some questions about the aftercare, and she was answering me, but I was not registering it, because all I was thinking is like, who the hell is this person? That's how messed up it was. That's kind of how the appointment went. Apart from the laser being just like weird sensation that probably would not experience otherwise, I would assume, I don't know. But it's like, it's basically, it's not your regular thing that you experience in life, at least not for me. Apart from that, the doctor was super, super, super lovely. She has an amazing vibe, and the whole clinic there is awesome. I'm gonna link below their Instagram if you want to check it out. And I did everything in English. It's not covered by my insurance, which I have public insurance, so I assume if you have public insurance, it's also not covered. I assume that it's also not covered by private insurance in Germany, at least. I don't think they cover aesthetics. After that, I got also a prescription for a cream with a bit of antibiotics in it that I put on my spots. For example, I have now here a spot which I put, and it heals very well, and I will not touch a pimple ever again in my life, because I'm not gonna do another CO2 laser. because of that. I think I said it before that now it feels like a second chance with my skin, and I'm gonna try to really make it right and try to not pollute it with some things that could harm it. I'm still gonna try and get an appointment for a regular dermatologist, which is freaking hard here in Berlin, especially with public insurance, even if you pay them freaking much of money. Briefly, if I may, basically in Germany, if you're part of the public insurance, which is obligatory for everybody to be insured, then you pay a percentage from your salary, which is usually 14%, and then it's split half-half with your employer. Of course, the higher your salary is, the higher the contribution is. There is also another option to be in the private healthcare. As far as I know, you're still using like almost all the same doctors. There are some private clinics that are using only private healthcare providers. You would still go to your regular doctor and just say that you're privately insured. The magic trick here is that you can get an appointment within a day. If you're publicly insured, you will get an appointment within 6 months maybe. Or if it's like super urgent, then maybe within 2 months or so. But I think like a normal waiting time right now is 6 months for any kind of doctor, if they even gonna take you, because also many doctors just tell you that they don't take new patients. Go figure. So if you have any experience with private health insurance in Germany and you're living here long, then let me know, because I'm interested in how that thing works and what are difficulties of being in a private insurance. It just sucks that if I need to go to a private clinic while I'm on the public health insurance, I need to pay out of pocket for the consultation that I get there, while I pay so much money for public insurance. There's a little glitch in the system there. But yeah, I've been talking for too long. This is kind of like my little explanation of what was happening, why I did it, and how it looks right now. I think it looks pretty good. They're still gonna take some time to heal. It's quite nice. It's very smooth, as I said. I have the feeling it's not so oily. I don't know. Maybe the sebum is still not producing stuff. But you see here I have some things that I will be looking forward to see how they resolve themselves and see if I need anything else. Oh yeah, I think I forgot to tell you that I actually got an answer from the doctor. So I got the clearance that everything looks as it's supposed to look like. Yeah, she said to keep avoiding the sun, to apply sunscreen, moisturize it a lot. So I have switched from the healing balm. I'm now using the moisturizer. I am finally allowed to use a cleanser, because if you're gonna apply sunscreen, you also want to cleanse it properly from your face. I'm gonna keep the routine super simple. I'll let my skin do its magic. I'm gonna give it a chance because it can do it. I know it. We're gonna see the results later. I was planning to also go there again for my neck, but first I think I need to fix it with a dermatologist with proper checks. Maybe then I can remove some scarrings that I have in my neck. But that's not gonna be CO2, most likely gonna be microneedling, which is just like little puncturing of the skin, which sounds like a bliss comparing to the CO2 laser, honestly. And yes, that's it. That's the end of 004. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Like and subscribe as always. Thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.